Hello everyone, Reggie Time here, and we have a bonus midweek video, and it is some PLO, just some 10 PLO Zoom, just for something different, change it up a little bit, as part of my wind down to Christmas, have fun, don't have a bad week, basically, to spoil the festive period. So here we go. I'm a bit of a PLO fan, not really good. Hope one day to get better. Maybe that one day will start next year sometime. Who knows? I'm not making any decisions, any promises. I've always wanted to learn PLO. My very good friend, who's incredibly loaded, Johnny, has been playing the game a while now, and he's been doing really well at it. He's been playing, to be fair, he's been playing PLO 8 or better, but you know, it's along the same principles of just not playing No Limit Hold'em anymore. And yeah, I've kind of been toying with the idea of getting into it for a long time, but maybe we're getting there. We're not going to double barrel this turn card with our not very much going on here. I think the flop c-bet was probably pretty shit, to be honest. Wasn't really concentrating, and barreling that turn's probably not great. Do we try and bluff this river though, given that we have absolutely nothing, but our opponent doesn't look very strong? I think fuck it, we'll go for it. Given that he hasn't bet the river, very likely he doesn't have a strong hand, because usually in PLO people just bet rivers and bet turns when they're strong. Oh, that's how it feels anyway. I'm going to 3-bet this ace, king, queen, 8. Or you want to just call with it. I think he's going to play better as a 3-bet. Could be wrong again. Take everything I'm saying with a pinch of salt. It's certainly not meant to be educational. It's meant to just be fun. We're probably completely fucked here, and I'm just going to fold. Because he probably just has pocket aces, and our hand does very shit against pocket aces. And if he's 4-betted as there with like a really good rundown, then hats off to him. So I'm going to try and play well in this video. This isn't just going to be me spunking around. I'm going to try and play well, but I'm clearly going to make some mistakes. We can isolate a limper. This hand's really quite weak, but I think we can try and isolate a limper with it. I'll 3-bet these kings, just because I mean, we could just flatten set mine, I guess, but I think I'd rather 3-bet, try and play the hand with the initiative. Block pocket aces, obviously, with having an ace in our hand, which is pretty good, pretty nice. Check back here, call some turns. C-bet on table 2. Do I want to call that big of a turn with just one pair? Do I want to call a pot size bet with one pair? No. No, I do not. Again, that could be a real big mistake. Looked a good shot on a pretty shit flush draw. We've now improved to a double gut shot and a shit flush draw. We go for a check raise on table 1 and check back on table 2. We've now made our shit flush on a paired board. We've made our nut flush on an unpaired board on table 1. I'm just going to check back this shit flush. There's every chance he could just have like a queen, jack high flush, queen high flush here that doesn't want to bet because the board's paired, and I'm a fucking pussy. Basically, we're not betting because I'm a fucking pussy. And we had the best hand. There's no point dressing up to anything else there, is there? Didn't want to face a raise because I knew it would be beat. Didn't think I could get called by worse very often, so I wimped out and checked back with a shit flush on a paired board, which I don't think can be the worst thing on at PLO. That's the nuts on table 1. I'm going to go for a check raise. Do not get a chance to check raise, but fortunately the board doesn't change, so we're going to go with a pretty meaty bet on the turn. Checking back out queens and deuces. Then we get a really, really wank river. I'm just going to block it here. Do not expect to get to it. If he doesn't have a flush, he's not raising me. And we can sometimes get value from some worse hands. He does have the second nuts and he didn't raise. Is my auto rebuy working? Yes, it is. I think much prefer betting there than just like checking and calling or giving up. Using Jivaro today, by the way, because my Hold'em manager does not have a PLO license. If I was ever to turn to the making PLO my main game, obviously I would just buy the license straight away, but I ain't shelling out. I don't even know what it is, but I'm going to presume it's at least $80 or more. I'm not spending $80 or more right now on a Hold'em manager 2, like on a pot limit Omaha license, when who knows what I'll be doing this time next week. Really shit kings here. Really, really shit kings. I'm just going to call to set mine or try and flop a flush or something. We do indeed flop a set, which is pretty nice. Dry board, so we're definitely going to check it over. Wet board, I could be tempted to lead, but not on the dry board. We're certainly going to check raise though. Oh, good. Looks like our opponent here is going to have a set of 8s or deuces, which is nice. This board's so dry. There's just isn't a bad turn card. There's not a single bad turn card, so we're just going to call. And we're going to jam the turn, obviously, now. And he did have the set of 8s with the straight draw. Neither of which got there. Happy days. Happy, 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 happy days. I'm going to 3-bet these queens, I think. I don't think it's going to play that well as a call, is it? Is it going to play okay as a call? Ah, fuck it, we'll call. Don't know. Simple answer there is I don't know whether it's better to 3-bet or call in that situation. Problem is now, we just face a c-bet a lot of the time and don't really know how to proceed. Certainly going to... I don't think this guy has a 9. If anyone's going to have a 9, it's going to be this guy. We're just going to make a reasonable size bet and proceed from there. We do have a good shot for what it's worth in the backdoor flush draw. We have a good shot over here on table 2 and a second nut flush draw. So we're going to bet. We turn a flush draw. I really, really do not want to get check raised on this turn and get blown off what might be a decent chunk of equity by a 9 or what have you. So if he does have a random dangling 9, so now we've made the nut flush and we're just going to call this river if he bets. We're not going to be raising, and if he doesn't bet, we're going to make a juicy bet ourselves. We now have absolute jack on table 1, and the 10 does complete a number of straights and 2 pairs with the jack 8 flop, so this one's over for me. Is 6-5-4. What the fuck was that on the turn? It wasn't much. That's what it was. It wasn't much, but it was enough. And that's all it needed to be. It just needed to be enough. Let the jacks go. I'm not even going to let the action get to us. cold calling 3-bets out of position, not closing the action with pocket jacks. Isn't a fun situation in no limit. I think it's an even less fun situation in PLO. Let's go to the flop with our pretty shit hand. I want to flop something big. One pair and a gut shot. That is not big enough. Jivaro really hurts when trying to find out where the fuck someone's from. Canada. It means that much. A backdoor flush draw. We didn't have a good shot, do we? Backdoor straight draw. No. I was trying to find a way to raise there, but maybe there was one. I just couldn't see it. 75-13. Is there any way to tag these players? Label. Green. Does that do anything, Jivaro? Who knows? Jivaro cancel out all possible colourings. He's giving up anyway. We're not going to try and bluff on this board against someone who will probably call with any pair. Three-bet this guy just to isolate him. I mean, having 4 spades is pretty fucking rubbish, but we do have a decent rundown. I'm going to call here because we're quite deep and we can just flop straights and 2 pairs and things. Probably shouldn't have 3-bet, maybe. Probably. Who knows? I mean, I guess 3-betting any reasonable hand versus someone who's playing 70% of hands can't be a dreadful thing to do. Kind of small bet flop pot turn. I'm just going to let go of the overpair. Basically, because I have no intention of calling any river bets. If I'm not going to call a river bet, I don't really want to be calling a turn pot size bet in the hope he just gives up or whatever. There wasn't many draws out there, so I think it's probably way more likely he just has a good made hand rather than betting a draw that's developed on the turn. I think on paired boards in PLO when people are just blasting around, I'm just going to give them credit for having trips most of the time until I have a reason to suspect otherwise. It's a pretty wank flop for our hand on table 1. We're just going to check. We're going to be checking most of our range when we're out of position anyway. We're certainly going to be checking our hands as weak as that. And we're just going to... Are we going to check now? Are we going to bet to protect our equity? If we do have the best hand. Maybe I didn't need to bet that big. Maybe that sizing's a little bit too big. Got called. I'm going to be checking all rivers here. If we get to a river even. Tempting to 3-bet the jacks as a bluff, but how often do we fold pre-flop in PLO? This dude needs to get the fuck on with it. Still just have a pair of jacks. It's hard to imagine there's a way we have the best hand on this board texture, so we're just going to give up. And we did have the best hand. And he called with the nut flush drawing position and then decided to just insta give up the river when we checked. I think he's missed a really trivially easy bluff spot there. Really, really easy bluff spot. I mean, he doesn't have any showdown value, and we've gone check, bet, check. We never have a strong hand when we go check, bet, check, and just literally never have a hand when we take that line as a pre-flop raiser. He just pots it, he just wins, doesn't he? He's made a mistake there, in my opinion. That could be a pretty shit call. Could be a really weak call that on table one. And it probably is, but whatevs. Again, this isn't meant to be in any way an educational video. It's just me playing PLO and talking some random nonsense whilst doing it. Pair the board, please, dealer. That is not a board pairing card, but it does reduce the chances of him having flop to flush. Not going to bet here. Really hard to get called by worse, but probably going to call a bit. It's a shame that we set up a set somebody and it's that board, so we can't make any money, but whatever. How deep's this guy? We are super deep here. We obviously need to 4-bet. Calls, we flop the nuts. What a life. What a fucking life. Right, so we can just either jam here or we can put him really on the payment plan. But I'm going to hope he's got pocket kings and just jam. Even though we block pocket kings. We block everything really, don't we? But fuck it. Do we just jam? If he's going to call $4 here, he's going to call 9, isn't he, I guess? Who knows? Maybe I could have just gone smaller there. Well, didn't want to deal with the fucking board pairing, him donking and me not being able to fold. Pretty weak this hand. I'm not sure it should be an open. Oh, I've done it now, so there we go. Can't take it back. The money belongs to the pot. No longer belongs to Reggie. Ace 3, 7. That is one pair. No kicker. That is a shit flush draw on a paired board. Given that I don't hope to win at showdown very often, we're just going to make a bet, hope to pick it up. Fold the shitty top pair. Get check raised, who cares, just fold. Seems incredibly trivial to fold that hand there. This again might be somewhat of a loose open under the gun. I'll let the shit pocket tens go. Set mine in PLO doesn't seem as much fun as it does in no limit hold'em. I guess we're going to want to see a flop over here, given we're getting a good pre-flop. I mean, you're always getting a good pre-flop price in PLO. I guess we're going to want to see a flop and just, I mean, we've got up flopping flushes, we've done it once already. I think we'll have the Jack 8-9 this time, please, dealer, just for something a bit different. 3-6 queen. That's not the Jack 8-9, is it? This is just going to be a check fold unless he bets a ridiculously small amount. He doesn't bet a ridiculously small amount, and we're going to stick to the plan. my stats coming out. 28-20. I can handle that. Do we pot the shit kings? Nope, I'm not potting the shit kings. We are potting the reasonable tens though. We get 3-bet. We are going to call now. This guy's come along. I was maybe thinking, I still don't think we could have folded though. Now we definitely have to call because of him, and that is not the flop we wanted to see. And we're going to be very much in, well, check fold mode now, just fold mode. This dude doesn't snap call, so I doubt he has an overpair. Probably going to be 3-betting on table 2. I think we're just going to be folding, are we, on table 1? Disappointing, we get 4-bet. Versus this fishy guy, 66-21. I'm not folding. And I guess now we're not folding, now we've flopped a pair. I guess we have to go, we've got pot size bet, we've got a pair. It's time to stack off with the worst hand and hope to get lucky. Oh, maybe we don't have the worst hand. Maybe we just don't have the worst hand. We didn't have the worst hand, did we? We did have the worst. We didn't have the worst when we got it in. We absolutely had the worst hand pre-flop and on the flop. His check back there is rather pleasant. If he just bets the flop, I don't know, it doesn't matter. If he jams the flop and just go in with it, given that we've got a pair. And we've got like lots of 2 paired outs and shit. That could be a disastrously played hand. Tell you what, if I did the weekly vlog or blog thing on PLO, okay, now I'd have enough hands from half a session to fill up some interesting spots for the end of it. Never mind taking a whole fucking week to find some interesting spots. Could be a tight fold, could be a very weak fold. I've been watching a bit of Jane Andes playing, and he seems to have no problem folding pocket jacks, pocket queens and stuff pre-flop. Seems to have no problem with it whatsoever. Pot the shit out of this and hope this guy fucks off. I do not want to be playing a super deep pot out of position with what's relatively weak aces. Please fuck off. Please fuck off. Please fuck off. Either fuck off or fucking pot it again or something. I don't mind. I'm happy with either. Fuck off or pot it. Just don't call. He didn't, and we just keep on chipping up, which is rather pleasant. Not knowing if we're doing good things or not, but this number here keeps going up and up, so right now, who gives a fuck? I think PLO is a game where you absolutely want to be in position as much as possible. If you're not going to be in position, you absolutely want a tiny SPR, as small an SPR as possible. And I think you really want to have the initiative where possible as well. I don't think it's much of a game for calling pre-flop from the blinds and looking to try to play much post-flop. I'm going to win a ton of 3-betting, I think, from the blinds especially. And just hope not to run into Ace-Ace-XX too often, because that will be unfortunate. Just some pretty weak kings down here. And looks like everyone's coming to the party. We're not going to squeeze. What could we make it out of interest? I mean, I happily play for his stack, but we're pretty deep against lots of players here. So I think the chance of us getting too many folds pre are very, very slim. I'm not even sure that I've got any business playing 400, potentially 400 blinds deep at this game, but fuck it. Where's the fun in like downsizing your stack? Doesn't seem like much fun to me. Like, we have a pair here, we have a shit backdoor flush draw. We're out of position to about 8 million players. We're just going to fold. I'm going to enjoy flopping trips on table 1. This is a slam donkey wonky open on table 2, and we may be opening table 1 as well, but we're not calling. You get 3 bets. We are going to call the 3 bet. We're certainly not going to 4 bet. I don't think our hand warrants 4 betting, but it's certainly way too strong to fold. We are going to flop a pair and 2 backdoor flush draws and a gut shot straight draw. So we're certainly not folding the flop. Don't think we're going to be check raising either though. Probably just going to check call. Although versus that sizing, it's kind of tempting, but you can just absolutely have pocket kings here and choose this size. I guess we block queen jack a little bit, not much. We don't have 2 queens here or 2 jacks, and we're just going to call and see a turn and pick up the double gut shot now, but we lose the 2 backdoor flush draws. So it just becomes a pure math problem if he bets the turn, and we river trips. This might be a mistake. Yeah, it's definitely a mistake. It looks like he's just like flopped kings. To me, I don't think Jack Queen plays this way. I think Pocket Kings always plays this way. Well, not always. Sometimes Pocket Kings bets the turn. But either way up, we're clearly dead. And if he's outplayed me, then there you go. Just goes to show what we talked about earlier. Position, initiative, and aggression go a long way in this game. And I don't know what the fuck, I've totally butchered this, and I should have been betting this hand a long time ago. I was too busy talking about the last one. Probably bet the river too late. I'm going to get caught by something better or raised. And just put the tin hat on the butchering of the hand. 25/8, and he's isolated a station. I'm going to go with the 3 bet. Calls, we flop nothing whatsoever. Is my hand so weak we can bet here? If I had the naked ace of clubs, I would absolutely bet, but we're not going to. I'm just going to do that instead. (9/5) at PLO over 57 hands. I was about to criticise him. Then I saw he has 1,000 big blind stack. Still don't think it can be anywhere near optimal to be playing 9/5. Wait, it just isn't anyway. No point even fucking discussing it. No point even discussing it, so I'm not going to. single suited kings. Here's a call. And flopping not much on table 1. We're going to be checking back and hopefully seeing a 10 on the turn. Oh, boom. I think that's the nuts, is it? Yep. Could be getting free rolled here, but I mean, of course we're just going for it. Instead of getting free rolled, we scooped. We won the fucking lot. Ace 5, Jack 9. So he had 2 pairs and a good shot. I understand why he's done it. Don't think he needs to, but whatever. So here we have a paired board, just 1 pair, and a flush draw. And we have a bye-bye. Didn't say much about that check back on table 1, table 2, because it just seemed like a slam dunk one. Same goes for the turn, and we're just going to be calling the river, expecting to lose a hell of a lot of the time, but given how we played the hand so weakly and it's just such a small pot. Do we lose to, is that a full house or just trips? Just trips, but whatever. Probably going to open the 7-6-3-4 from the bone. It's not particularly enticing, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to keep that V pip up. Look at that for a flop. Fucking rubbish. Well, rubbish in so much as our draws are all pretty shit, but we might just took it down with a C-bet. We didn't, and now we just don't. Suited to the ace, we'd consider playing that, but it isn't. We're going to play the, well, we're going to play the 9, 8, 9, 10, but not when someone opens in front of us. We'll be playing this one though, and we will be calling all 3 bets. Top 2 pairs and a gut shot straight draw. Seems like a flop where we can bet. Although I did say earlier we were going to be checking all the flops out of position, so soon deviate from that strategy when I've got a hand that I like. You exploitable fuckwit. I'm talking about myself there, by the way, not my opponent. two hands here that we're going to be opening. Both have irritating danglers in them, both of them being 6, but you're unlikely to catch perfect. And 3-bet over here. Really don't like having the 6, but given that we're mega deep and we do have some nutty potential, we're not folding. Flopping the ace is pretty nice. And the backdoor flush draw doesn't hurt. C-bet's pretty big. We can't fold yet. Not even close to wanting to fold yet. We turn a good shot and he bombs pot again. And at this point, we are going to fold. Because I've no intention of calling rivers. Do I believe he's got a set? No. Do I think he can have lots of 2 pairs and shit? Yes. I mean, if he got top set of aces, good for him. He's got like the last combo. He could have that. I mean, it's PLO. He could have it easily. Whatever. He's made it kind of really easy for me to fold just 1 pair there. And I don't think he's going to be bluffing that often in that spot. Like, tanked the flop and the bet, then snap bomb the turn. I mean, maybe he is. Who knows? But it seemed like a trivial fold to me. Really shit kings under the gun. Fuck it. In the bin. Not sure about that aces hand, ace king hand. Felt like no, I'm pretty confident it was an okay fold. Just hard because like he's repping aces a lot. There's just 1 combo of aces, but he can also have like lots of 2 pairs and shit. It's just like 3-bet. Who knows, like ace 8, 10, 7 or something like that. Double suited, which is very reasonable. $100 blinds deep, I think I'd just say fuck you and go with it there, but we were super deep and do not want to be making a big fucking howling mistake. 300 blinds deep. Did not realise there was a second player in that pot. If I'd known that, I would absolutely not have gone for the C-bet. Absolutely would not have gone for it. Now I'm kind of painted slightly into a corner. Do I continue bluffing when the 5's a really shit card to expect to get any folds on? It does make a lot of his straight draws as well. I think we're just going to give up. I'm going to give up. We're not going to compound a mistake on the flop by making a bigger mistake on the turn. We are going to set mine here and or maybe try and flop a flush or a baby straight or something. We get none of the above. If I had 1 heart there, I may have been tempted to bluff 2 streets. Three pairs. We're going to raise our 3 pairs, I think. First premium rundown we've had. really not into this min raising. One thing I've learned from Jay Nandez is that this is almost certainly someone who's like transitioning from, I mean, like I am transitioning from like a transitional player, but min raising pre-flop in PLO is like one of the big Jay Nandez no-nos. It's an instant indication that someone doesn't really understand PLO very well when they do it. And we've turned the nuts, and hopefully he's got a set. How's that for a beautiful brick river? We get paid off. Beautiful. He did indeed have the set of aces and did not 3-bet them, 4-bet them pre. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Seems like a nice place in the video. I'm beginning to get a little bit lightheaded. It feels like my vertigo for some reason is kicking. You know, maybe I'm just exhausted because it's now 25 to 2 in the morning, and I got up at 06:45 hours. So it could be a mixture of a lot of things. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've certainly enjoyed winning $46 on video, 4.5 buy-ins in just 42 minutes. It's been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, take this opportunity to wish the guys Merry Christmas. If you already heard me wish it in the vlog video, then just enjoy being wished it again. And if you didn't hear it, and this is the first time you've seen me since for a few weeks or ever, then Merry Christmas, and I hope Santa brings you everything you desire. Bye for now.